Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Bigiani. I'm the school counselor at Brookside in Bloomingdale, and I wanted to do a quick activity with you guys in thinking about things I can control and things that we cannot control. This is especially important right now because it may seem like there is nothing we have control over in our lives right now, but there are still many things that we do. So it's a good conversation to have and good things to think about during this time. So we are going to start by dragging the polka dots in a yellow circle if we can control them and leaving them on the outside if we cannot control them. So my first one here is what will happen in the future? Unfortunately, we do not have control over this. So thinking about going back to school, being with our family and friends again, going to some of our favorite places, that's not in our control right now. So we just have to take it day by day and remind ourselves that eventually things will get back to normal. But right now, this is how it is, and we don't have control over it. My actions. We do have control over our actions. So, thinking about what we do before we do it and making sure that it's something that is positive and a good choice to make. We definitely have control over our actions. If others are kind, unfortunately, we don't have control over this. So, we don't have control over what other people say and do, and if they're being kind or not. If others get sick, not in our control either. And it's really not in our control either if we get sick, but we can take those helpful steps to try and not get sick, like blowing our nose in a tissue, throwing the tissue away, washing our hands, coughing and sneezing in our elbow. So we can take those steps in order to try and not get sick. How I react. This is absolutely in our control. We really have to stop and think about something before we do it, but we get to choose how we respond or how we react to something. Choosing happy thoughts. Absolutely. So if we find ourselves or realize we're not thinking very happy or positive thoughts, we can try to turn those negative or not so great thoughts off and try to choose happy, more positive thoughts instead. My feelings. So this one I'm going to leave on the edge here because we don't really have control over why we are feeling a certain way or what makes us feel certain ways, but we do have control over the choices we make when we are feeling certain feelings. So thinking about some of those bigger feelings like angry, upset, frustrated, we still want to be in control of what we do when we're feeling those big feelings. If I follow the rules, absolutely in our control. We decide whether we are going to follow the rules or not. If I am kind, this is absolutely in our control. We have to stop and think, is this a kind choice to make? Is this something kind to say? Is this something kind to do? Others' feelings. We really can't control others' feelings or why certain feel certain people feel certain ways, but we can stop to think, what would happen or how would someone feel if I did or if I said this? So really stopping to think about what others might be feeling is a good way to decide whether or not you should say or do something. My siblings. So if you have brothers and sisters, I'm sure we wish we had control over them, but we do not. Their choices are their own. My words, absolutely in our control. So we decide what words we choose to say, what things we choose to say, and what we choose not to say. And finally, trying my best. This is absolutely in our control and so important right now because I know it is hard to do schoolwork at home. But if you wake up each morning and decide you are going to try your best on your schoolwork and on those Zoom sessions, you know that that choice is up to you. So this is a good thing to think about, especially if we're feeling some of those big feelings. Think to yourself, is this in my control? And if it is, you can think of a coping strategy to use, deep breaths, taking a break for a minute or two, getting some exercise, and hopefully those feelings will calm down. And if there are things that are not in your control, you really have to try to let go of those things and those feelings along with it. So thanks so much for doing this activity with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.